going to be quite the battle for these two teams to see, what goes on as first carry of the game is taken right up at about the 35-yard line. As I mentioned, Michigan City comes in with a record of 2-4. Portage a record of 2-4 as well. So we'll see which team has the leg up here tonight. Game played in Portage, Indiana. As I mentioned, losers of 4 in a row are the Portage Indians. So this one will go out to the far side, getting it up near midfield. So some good yardage there. Portage lost to Lake Central 23-21. Then Merrillville 37-13. On the road, a 58-20 loss against Crown Point 2 weeks ago. And then a tight, low-scoring 10-6 loss to the hands of the Chesterton Trojans. So looking to right the ship here at home, and that's going to be big here in this game. What are they going to be able to do on offense? And we highlighted Cody Young as a player to look out for and a player to be mindful of in this game. Man in motion, the give right up the gut. Decent yardage as it gets into plus territory down at about the 48-yard line of the Wolverines. So that'll keep this drive moving. You want to get into plus territory early. Because something I mentioned on the little pregame show that we did is, if you're able to do just that, it just allows for you to play to your strengths. And, it doesn't kind of feel like you're playing catch up. Young to give to the back again. There've been a steady diet of runs here on this drive. So we'll see if that is the game plan here early. It appears to be here for the Portage Indians as they get it up to the Michigan City 45. So driving down, and something I mentioned, matriculating the ball down the field. That's what this will. And if any offense is able to get any sort of push at the line, that's going to be very advantageous for that offense. Michigan City has only given up 85 points this season, so not very weak in that department either, as that run is halted at about the 35-yard line. But again, another plus play for Portage as they just keep on marching the ball right down the field and looking to set themselves up. And this is what you need, especially if you're a team in the Indians where, it feels like, offensively you have it, but defensively is where they've been struggling all year long. But if you're able to get something brewing in the early going, that could make the difference in this game as the back just gets hammered in the backfield. Good open field tackle there for Michigan City. One of the few halts on this drive from the Wolverines defense. Aforementioned defense that only gave up 85 points throughout the course of the season. But even if you look at the Portage Indians offensively, as the ball is at about the 37-yard line, 2 receivers out in the formation. Now 2 in the slot out to the right of the quarterback, Young. Now, this is a team that only scored 6, Portage did last week on the road against Chesterton. They send a man in motion. Now a snap by Young. He throws it out here towards the near sideline, incomplete. Has him and his receiver just not on the same page. So we have seen the Wolverines get better these last couple of plays here defensively, just trying to get some stops and trying to set up their own offense, especially here in the early going. A couple of minutes gone here in this first quarter. Just so looking to pick up a June conference win, as I mentioned, Portage 0-4, Michigan City 2-2. Trips right. Receiver on the left side of the field, the motion man. Fake by Young. He's going to throw it out far sideline looking for his man. And right down that far sideline, they tried a deep shot. We have seen this Indian offense air it out here. And this could be something that proves to be advantageous for them. Even if you don't have anything brewing here in the early going, at least trying to stretch out the offense and trying to, maybe set something up for one of your playmakers. Receivers in bunch formation at the top of the screen. The jet sweep fake. Young has time. Looks left. Incomplete high throw. So they try to hit Anton Mathis. But the throw from Young just a bit errant. It looks like Michigan City is able to bend but not break. That's what you're going to need to do early in this game defensively. If you want to have a shot at gaining the momentum on your side. And Michigan City, obviously, winners last week. So looking to make it a streak here in this game. Man goes in motion, but Portage will just punt this one away. There is one deep for the Wolverines. It's hit a decent hop for a minute, but Michigan City will take over and have their first offensive drive here tonight.
Save for a healthy tomorrow with an HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for healthcare expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently at 2.27% APY. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Quintel.
Back to the action. Tom Hill here on the call. Regan Corners Sports Network. Michigan City Wolverines taking on the Portage Indians. Michigan City, Kyron Hart and Trinison Hart will set up shop here at about the 20-yard line. And the give goes right to the back and takes it up to about the 21-yard line. And that's where the Wolverines will get things going here offensively. A team that has forced 86 points through the course of their first 6 games. So looking to make that even more fruitful here tonight.
I think Michigan City's done a good job of running the ball so far. I think that'll be a good point for them throughout the game.
Yeah, just a tick over 14 points per game, this Michigan City team. But when you have the personnel to carry the ball, Jamarian G is the lead back for this team, has 379 rushing yards as a team leader. And, Byron, to your point, if you're able to run the ball, that just allows for you as an offense to do kind of whatever you want on the field.
Absolutely.
Value Flooring in Valparaiso is a family-owned business with over 20-plus years in the industry. Located at 708 Silhavy Road, Value Flooring is open Monday through Saturday, offering a wide selection of flooring options and installation. With knowledge and experience, Value Flooring can also assist customers on a personal level by coordinating colors and by selecting the right products for their lifestyles. The number to call is 548-2705, and the website is valueflooringonline.com.
Discover excellence at Moeller Acura of Maryville. Whether you're seeking the thrill of a new Acura or the reliability of a certified pre-owned, we have the perfect vehicle waiting for you. At Moeller Acura, our knowledgeable team is here to provide you with the first-class experience, from your first test drive to every service appointment. Experience luxury, performance, and unparalleled service at Moeller Acura of Maryville, where your journey begins. Visit us today or explore our inventory online at MoellerAcuraofMaryville.com.
Back to the action here in Portage, Indiana. Portage Indians taking on the Michigan City Wolverines. Tom Hill, Byron Terry here on the call. Portage was driving on that first possession on offense, but they were unable to really get anything brewing. So we'll see if Michigan City is able to turn this possession into something. Two receivers out wide to the left. Low snap, it's corralled. Looking left after pumping it, and throw goes incomplete. Receiver draped on that far sideline. Pass almost hit him, but great coverage there by Portage. That's good also not biting on that pump fake. A lot of times, Byron, you see DBs, they'll bite, and then that allows the receiver to open up, but didn't happen there.
Absolutely. For sure. For sure. If you're a defensive back and you're playing zone, you don't move until that ball comes out. You just sink, get into your coverage, get into your zone, and when the ball is thrown, that's when you break. All the pump faking and everything like that, you shouldn't be falling for that. A lot of the times they would teach us don't go until the ball leaves that quarterback's hands.
So 3 and out, and a nice return here for Portage, just getting it up right near midfield. So the Indians will set up shop, their second offensive possession. First one had legs, but it was eventually drawn out by the Wolverines. So looking to flip the switch and do a 180 here on this offensive drive. So we did see this Michigan City team with a 3 and out on their first possession, but something that we have seen early at least is that, yes, the running backs do get involved, but we've seen both quarterbacks have aired it out just a bit. And especially from this Indians team on that first drive. So got to figure we're in store for more here on the second drive. Motion man ranging right to left. Give goes to the back, who gets a crease for a second, but gets slammed back to the ground by a host of white jerseys. So the run defense, a focal point here in the early going for Michigan City. They were able to get a big stop on one run on that series prior, but nothing able to develop here for Portage. Ball at about midfield, so good starting field position for the Indians. You don't want to waste this. The give goes again. There was a crease for a second, but slipping up at about the 46-yard line, so a pickup of about 3 or 4. So keeping the ball on the ground here in this series. Portage has scored a lot this season. They have given up a lot. So offensively, they have not been at a struggling point. They've put up 120 points throughout the course of their first 6 games. It's good for about 20 per game, which would be good enough to win you games, but they've given up 161 points as a team. That's second to last in the Duneland Conference, behind or only ahead of LaPorte, who's at 190, but a good run here, slipping up past the 35 at right about the 33-yard line. So this will help as the Indians, who had something growing on that first possession, looking to get something going here. And Byron, you don't want this one to stall away.
Nope, you sure don't. Portage is driving down the field, and their running backs are going to work. So I think they should definitely keep on running that football.
Clock ticking down, just a tick below 4 minutes here in this first quarter. Receiver out wide to the left, one out to the right. It has been the ground game that's been so strong on this possession. And right on cue, they keep it here, bouncing it right side with a crease and taking it up to about the 35-yard line, or check that, about the 25-yard line. Beg your pardon. So getting it closer to the line to gain. And this is an Indian team, to my point. They have scored a lot. Scoring has not really been their issue throughout the course of this season. You got to figure, if you're Michigan City, you've had a stout defense for a majority of the season, but you can't let this game get out of hand in the early going. And the Indians drove on their first possession. That was eventually stalled out as a flag flies in here. But they're driving here, so kind of microcosmic of what we saw in that first possession. But shooting yourself in the foot will set you back, and that's what the Indians appear to have done. I believe that was a false start called, but nonetheless, Portage is backed up. ball back at about the 30-yard line. About 2:20 to play here in this first quarter. They keep it on the ground again. There's just been holes created by that offensive line as that slip goes up to about the 25-yard line. Another decent pickup for Portage and something we've seen a lot of on this drive. Those little wear and tear runs can really wear out the defense. And that's something that I'm sure Portage is aware of as to why they've been so successful here. Two receivers in the pattern to choose from. They send a man in motion, and it's a give right to him. And this time it's another big-time pickup of about 5 or 6, getting it inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line. So another big pickup from Portage, just willing away here. And, we've seen a lot of that, Byron, is set up by the great blocking from this Indians line.
Yeah, their offensive line is having a really good game. If they can keep it up and keep being consistent with how well they're playing, I don't know. Michigan City is definitely going to be in for a long night on defense.
And we've seen them line up in these sets a lot. They send 2 to the other side of the line. The give goes to Daquan Fields, who's been a focal point on this drive. And he slips up inside the 15, just inside the 15, it looks like. So, again, Portage just moving the ball with great efficacy and great efficiency down the field. And when you get these little chunk plays that go for 4 and 3 and 5, and it allows for your offense to really open up. And now maybe we will see Cody Young take a shot, or maybe we're just going to keep on running the football. And you really can't go wrong running the football, especially the manner that they have done so far on this drive. Fields the back. Young the fake to him, now looking near side, finding his receiver, and he overshot him, incomplete. So they tried that deep shot right on cue for Mathis, but the two couldn't connect. So that would have given the Indians the lead. We'll have to do it again. Bonner Williams, the receiver, comes into the formation for Portage. You have one receiver out to the left and one out to the right. Send a man in motion. The give gets thwarted just for a modest pickup of about 1 or 2. So back to the run on that play, but nothing developed. So we're going to see what the Indians do here. An Indian team that only scored 6 points in their loss against Chesterton last week. As I mentioned, 10-6 was the final in that game. But other than that, they have really been scoring the football pretty well throughout the course of this season, albeit losers of their last 4. So looking to get off the schneid here. Daquan Fields back in there for Portage. I believe a timeout is called. Portage and Michigan City, 0-0 score here in the first quarter. Tom Hill, Byron Terry here on the call, Regan Corner Sports Network. 2 Duneland Conference rivals, Michigan City 2-4, Portage 2-4. Portage 0-4 in the Duneland Conference. Michigan City is 2-2. So both of these teams looking to scratch and claw on the season, but more importantly, get an in-conference win. And taking a look at some scores across the Duneland Conference, Chesterton and Lake Central 0-0 in that game in the first quarter. Valparaiso and Merrillville tied at 7 in the first quarter of that game as well. So some scores to keep note of in this conference. As the Portage offense will trot back out there. You send a man in motion. The give goes to Fields. Nothing really developing there as 3 white jerseys are able to bring him back. And they're able to get the stop, a phenomenal stop by Michigan City. Nose to the football, and Portage comes up empty again. Boy, Byron, so we've seen now 2 offensive possessions with legs for the Indians where it looks like, hey, they might get something going here. And they, the first possession, it was a lot of throwing with Young, and now that one, they really pounded the run game. But again, nothing developing, and you got to figure momentum is back on that Wolverine side.
Yep, it sure is. And like you were saying earlier, their defense is playing like a bend, don't break defense. And they were bending a little bit on that drive. They were kind of wearing down a little bit. But hey, there was no points, no field goal, so the defense did their job.
Pass near sideline, taking a deep shot for Hart, but it's incomplete. Kyron Hart, the intended receiver. You got to figure, that's an element of this Michigan City offense that they're going to look to get going. Team that is 853 yards on the ground, but over 1,000 yards through the air. So a high-flying offense. You got to figure this Portage defense that has been kind of put through the ringer sometimes throughout the course of the season, has their blinders up as well. This time they keep it on the ground. Modest pickup of just maybe a few. Jamarian G, the ball carrier, thrown to the ground after maybe a pickup of 1. As I mentioned, G, 379 yards, 62 carries through the first 6 games. He is their rushing leader, also has a touchdown as well. Another player to look out for running the football is Jamin Harvell, 263 yards on 26 carries. That's a little over 10 yards per carry. It's like Devon Achane type stuff in the NFL. First quarter will come to a close. Both teams will head to their sidelines, so no score between the Portage Indians and the Michigan City Wolverines here on Regan Corner Sports Network.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you.
Back to the action here, second quarter now. Michigan City Wolverines taking on the Portage Indians here in Portage, Indiana. Tom Hill, Byron Terry here on the call. Now the sides flip. Michigan City now moving right to left on the timeline, deep in their own zone. Their second offensive possession here in what's been a scoreless first quarter so far. Second quarter just getting set underway. I think we might have movement right before the snap. I'm not entirely sure. Looked like Portage's defense did motion. And we will get the dreaded walk back from Michigan City offensively. So 2 offensive possessions for Portage, if you're just tuned in that first quarter. Both of them kind of had legs, but again, Michigan City's defense, the adage that Byron and I here on this call have been alluding towards is bending but not breaking. It's, the act of giving up yardage but not giving up the big chunk play that can kill you. And that's, been a minor win, at least here, to say the least. Now throwing over the middle of the field and incomplete. So they took their shot, but nothing developed. So we'll see exactly what the game plan here is. Michigan City with their second offensive possession that goes wayward, and both offenses kind of mirroring each other. And Byron, you got to give some credit to the way both defenses have played.
Yeah, definitely. Both defenses have been really good. They've given up a good amount of yardage, both of them. But again, like we were talking about earlier, bend but don't break, and they've definitely been doing a good job. But they got to score some points. Both teams got to score some points.
Relatively good kick given where they started, but still Portage will take it in plus territory at the Michigan City 38-yard line. So they will get set for their third offensive possession, an offense that has been humming on early plays and early decision making, but then when it's crunch time in the possession and Michigan City needs a stop, they've been able to get the stops and they've been able to make the tackles. And we've seen a steady diet from the Indians offensively. We've seen them run the football a little bit. We have seen quarterback Cody Young air it out. So it'll be interesting to see. It was a lot of running on that last possession. We'll see if that's the game plan here. 3 receivers in the formation. It's a QB keeper as Young will keep it, bouncing it left side and get some decent yardage up towards about the 34-33 yard line. So immediately a plus play for the Indians. And that's what you're going to need. You have to kind of put those first 2 offensive possessions, on the back burner. Obviously, glean some stuff that you did that worked. Obviously, running the football was something that really worked and you were very successful at. You got to figure that's something that they'll pick apart and try to utilize here on this possession, but also realize, hey, it's a new possession and different things can happen as flags fly in. So the play will stop. I think someone might have went too early in motion. I'm not entirely sure what the decision is here. But we're going to get some official ruling. It is on the Portage Indians, which will set them back. So those are killer, Byron. We saw that even on their first offensive possession as well.
Yep, those penalties can destroy drives. You can do all that hard work, and then you turn around and there's a flag on the field, and that's something you don't want to see, and it can be very disappointing for a team.
The jet sweep to handoff has been working like a charm for the Indians. They do it right there and pick up some decent yardage and kind of almost using the jet sweep almost as like a head start. You typically see that, just in your traditional I formation from the running back. And we have seen that used quite a bit from the Indians where they just run it right with the running back. But very rarely do you see that jet sweep, almost used almost as if you are, the eye back rather than trying to stretch the field horizontally. Jet sweep goes this time to Fields. And the back gets swallowed up after a modest pickup of about 1 or 2, so a little bit more traditional on that run. Portage 2 and 4, Michigan City 2 and 4. Both these teams very similar throughout the course of this 2024 campaign. But where they're different is in the Duneland Conference, where Portage is 0 and 4 and Michigan City 2 and 2. So both these teams looking to pick up a big conference win, what it would be. For Portage, it would snap a 4-game losing streak. They would improve to 2 and 2 at home as well. But Michigan City looking to thwart things here. Flag flies in as they try to jet sweep again. So it looks like Portage will be backed up. I believe a timeout was called, so both these teams rather looking to talk things over. No score here in the second quarter of this game. Kind of winding down here this season as well. Something I mentioned on this broadcast. Portage will play on the road against Valparaiso next week, and then LaPorte to wrap up the 2024 season. Michigan City plays LaPorte next week, and then the week after that, they will play Crown Point. So it's going to be something for this team and going to be something to see, how they look as this game progresses, as this season progresses. Play resumes. Portage looking to keep this drive alive. How about the 33-yard line? Another man in motion. The give goes to him. He has some space and slips up. A good job there finding some green grass and slipping up to the 20-yard line. So a big play that the Indians need. And we have seen this quite a bit here throughout this little bit here in this game, this quarter and change, if you will, where Portage is able to put people in motion, and that allows for them to get a leg up over Michigan City's defense so far. And that's been something that has really worked well for them in this game. Fields the back, low snap, the give goes to him. He gets dragged down by the feet after a pickup of about 2. Haven't really gotten Daquan Fields going to the level that we saw on that earlier possession, but this offense has still been humming. You got to figure, at what point will they put one into the end zone? But moving the football well down the field, and obviously something we've mentioned on this broadcast, it's been a lot of defensive struggles throughout this season that has been the bugaboo for Portage. It hasn't been the offense. Empty set for Cody Young. They send a man in motion. They give it to the man in motion, who stops for a second and gets thrown to the ground after a decent pickup, just getting it closer to the end zone, right at about the 12-yard line here. Clock moving towards the midway point here in the second quarter. No score between the Portage Indians and Michigan City Wolverines. But the Indians on the doorstep of breaking that scoreless tie, that pitcher's duel, if you will. It's been a steady diet, both running and passing, for the Indians so far throughout this game on offense. This time, a modest play goes to about the 10-yard line after getting thrown back. Clock moving past the midway point here in the second quarter. Two receivers out in the formation. The give goes to Fields, who gets thrown back. So Michigan City is stout again. As Fields has just been unable to really get anything brewing on offense. As it looks like it was another gutsy decision to go for it that does not pay off for Portage.
These defenses, man, both offenses are driving down the field, but these defenses are not having it, especially in the red zone. Somebody's going to have to score, because this game is looking like it's just going to be back and forth, but no points.
Yeah, it has been an exercise in futility so far for Portage offensively. They've just been driving a lot, but nothing has really developed. And immediately right out of the break, Michigan City is able to take this one up the far sideline. A big pickup going towards the 35-yard line. So right on cue, Michigan City, the Wolverines are able to turn something out of that first play, and kind of stealing a page out of Portage's book, getting started aggressively on offense on their first play of the drives. But we also have to look at Michigan City on offense. At what point will this get started? And this is an offense that hasn't scored to the level of Portage this season. They also have the ability to score, and score at a very high clip. Two receivers out wide to the left. Down on the near side, it was a QB keeper after a fake to the back. And he slips up to about the 35, 36-yard line. So Michigan City, 86 points forced. They are 1-2 here on the road, so looking to go 500 in that department as well. Michigan City, 184 passing yards per game, a little over 140 rushing yards. So They have been very successful so far throughout the course of this season. QB keeper again, but this time he's hemmed in and thrown to the ground by 3 black jerseys. It's a lot of players were in motion, but nothing could ever really grow legs on that play as Portage able to come up with the defensive stop. And we have seen both of these defenses, Byron. They just look like they're steps ahead of the offenses right now.
Yeah, they are. They are. I don't know if it was the game planning this week or just how they've been playing overall, but they've definitely kind of know what's coming in a way, and they're prepared.
Yeah, they've just been the more aggressive team. They've been, or the more aggressive units, rather, for both teams. Pump, now the throw out far side, intended for right around the 40-yard line. We'll see if he hauled it in. Doesn't look like he did, so this will just set up, or excuse me, they are placing it at about the 41. But this still is short of the line to gain. High snap. This one will be punted on away, end over end. Tracking it at about the 19-yard line, but the ball is loose. The ball is loose, and this could be pounced on by Michigan City, and if so, that could be big time for them. So we'll see who takes over. Haven't gotten a signal just yet. Believe it is Portage who fortunately was able to hop on it. We'll see exactly the official ruling. I'm not entirely sure because that was dangerous over there on that far sideline. Nonetheless, Portage has just been grounding their offensive possessions to a standstill so far throughout the first almost 2 quarters of this game. So looking to kind of right the ship here, as we're winding down here in the second quarter. Young the snap, quick out, finds his man getting up near the line to gain a pickup of about 9. There was just a crease there for a minute. We have seen Young look pretty decent in the pocket, at least from a quarterback analysis standpoint. There have been a few throws he's missed. Both offenses have kind of taken it deeper than we sometimes are accustomed to seeing from high school offenses. And we'll see what Portage has in store here. 4 receivers in the pattern to choose from. Trips right. They fake it. Young, the keeper, he gets thrown down. Thrown down in the backfield. That play went nowhere. So Portage will look to regroup after that play. And Byron, we've seen both offenses have tried to kind of set up the QBs as runners, but that just hasn't yet worked to any sort of efficacy for both offenses.
It has not.
We'll see eventually if it will, but yeah, for now, it's just been these defenses, something we've been saying, they've just been steps ahead. Young the snap, looking out in the backfield, and it's dropped and incomplete. They tried to get it out in space to maybe set something up. I believe it was DeMar the target, but nothing brewing on that pass as it fell incomplete. So another Portage drive that stalls out. This is an offense that's just searching for something. Both offenses really just searching for something here in this game. You got to figure this game has the makings of, whichever team will kind of bend first might be the eventual loser here tonight. Portage will boot this one on away. And a good kick takes a Portage bounce as it goes inside the 35, down at about the 34, 33-yard line. So that's where the Michigan City Wolverines and their offense will set up shop. Winding down here in this second quarter. If you're just tuned in, Tom Hill, Byron Terry here on the call, Regan Corner Sports Network. Josh Regan, our producer. Portage Indians taking on the Michigan City Wolverines here in Portage, Indiana. Both these offenses looking to get something going. No score, 0-0 between these two teams, two Duneland Conference rivals here in Indiana. Michigan City 2-4 overall record. They're 2-2 in conference. Portage 2-4. They're 0-4 in the Duneland Conference. Portage has also lost 4 games in a row. Snap, they're going to let it rip down the near sideline, and it's hauled in and incomplete. It was hauled in for a second, a physical play at the last second to jar that one out. Boy, that was really close to being a catch by McKinney, but a great late play there by the DB, forcing that one out and causing that incomplete.
Way to not give up on the play by the defensive back. Good job. Going down the field, the receiver may have caught the ball, and his hand is kind of in there to try to get the ball, and he didn't give up. Got the ball out. Way to go.
We have seen Michigan City try to set some big plays up. We haven't really seen a ton of senior halfback Jamarian G. There's a QB keeper here by Treniston Hart, bouncing it right side, and a great job by Portage stretching that one out and dragging him to the ground right by the 30-yard line, right by Michigan City's sideline over there on that far side. Yeah, we've seen this Wolverines team try to get something brewing with the run game. It's been kind of unorthodox looks, trying to run the football, but, we'll see if maybe they can set up the pass. They almost hit big there on that pass to McKinney on the near sideline, but it was just a physical play. It was one of those examples of, really good offense, but just better defense. But then the design quarterback run went wary. Now pressure comes right side, and he's going to get thrown to the ground. The defense stout for Portage, and they bring him back to the ground, back inside the 20-yard line. So a phenomenal defensive stop by the Indians. That drive from Michigan City just did not have anything on it. As really, Byron, it felt like that incompletion kind of set the tone for that defensive series there from Portage. And they were just really strong. And what a better way to wrap up that offensive possession by Michigan City with a sack on the Portage end.
Yeah, if I'm on Portage's defense, I feel very good heading into halftime.
Yeah, clock winding down here in this second quarter. No score yet between the Michigan City Wolverines and the Portage Indians, two Duneland Conference rivals who are, kind of known for scoring. Obviously, on the Portage side, they've scored over 100 points throughout the course of their first 6 games, and even Michigan City, has put 85 points on the board. So a 180 of how these teams like to play characteristically, as Michigan City will pooch this one on down, end over end, and it takes a nice friendly hop for Portage there at the end, as it looked like it was a pretty big-time punt, but still good starting field position at about the 27, 28-yard line, and that's where Portage will set things up. Quarterback Cody Young was our Crown Royal player of the game to look out for on our pregame show on the Portage side, and he's looked pretty good here so far. It's just this offense for the Indians, we have seen them score a lot over the course of their first 6 games. They have 120 points as a team, but it's just been the little stuff has been kind of the difference in this game as to why they don't have any points on the board. And you got to figure if they're able to get that ironed out, Byron, this could be their game here at 0-0 if they're able to score.
Yep. Can't do all that work for nothing. You got to get some points out of it. You got to capitalize on the opportunities that you have, and they got to do it. They got a minute and about 23 seconds left, so I think there's ample time to try to get some points.
A lot of receivers in the formation to choose from if you're young. 1 out wide to the left and 3 out to the right. They give it immediately to the back. His field slips forward for a modest pickup of about 4. A 10-6 loss to Chesterton last week for Portage, and then the week prior they gave up 58 to Crown Point. This is a team that usually prides themselves as a team that scores the football, and that's something that they have done at a very high clip this year, but it's just been the defense that has been struggled some for Portage so far. But here tonight, they pitched a shutout. Both defenses pitching a shutout. And for Michigan City, looking to have the same result here as we head to halftime. Still a little bit left to be played here in the second quarter, as the Indians will just keep it on the ground here again. If you're just tuned in, Tom Hill, Byron Terry here on the call. That first quarter, very similar to this second quarter, where both offenses just haven't really gotten anything going. We've seen a few deep drives from Portage offensively, but Michigan City was able to stay stout defensively and at least weed those out, to where the Indians were driving down on the field and picking up, big chunk plays or medium chunk plays rather, of 5, 6, 7 yards. But Michigan City did not let it get too out of hand. And that's really been the reason why we're tied and why Portage doesn't have a lead as we take it to halftime. Portage 0, Michigan City 0 here in Portage, Indiana. 2 dueling conference rivals here on Regan Corner Sports Network. Along with Byron Terry, I am Tom Hill. And halftime is upon us here tonight.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Taking a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man cave, learn to paint on your lawn.
He's glorious.
And now on the road, you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected and watch what you'll do.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Taking a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man cave, learn to paint on your lawn.
He's glorious.
And now on the road, you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected and watch what you'll do.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Taking a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man cave, learn to paint on your lawn.
He's glorious.
And now on the road, you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected and watch what you'll do.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back to your halftime show here on Regan's Corner Sports Network / Region Sports Nation as the Portage Indians and the Michigan City Wolves. Ready to set off for the second half pretty soon here. Byron, Thomas, are you guys ready for the call here? And remember, it's the Portage Indians.
Well, thank you, Josh. That first half was scoreless. Both defenses really came to play. And it'll be interesting to see if we do see more of that in this second half.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Take a class in your attic. That dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man
He's glorious.
And now on the road, you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected and watch what you'll do.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
For this year, our first nominee is Sana Conway, representing INN, escorted by Sophia and Justin Conway. In the future, she plans to attend either the University of Chicago or Michigan State University to study psychology. Our next nominee is Gustar Garcia, representing Unified Track, escorted by her parents Sandy and Esteban and her sister Jasmine. The future she plans to find a small job.
I just saw the comments. I wasn't actually listening to it.
Spend time with her family. Our next nominee is Tierra Gray, representing girls track and field, escorted by her parents Nika Gray and Gary Gray. She is a school record holder in 5 events. She's also the 2023 DAC Conference champion in the 100-meter dash and the current 2024 regional and sectional champion in 200-meter dash. In the future, she plans on majoring in education and continue participating in Christian ministry trips with her future family. She wants to
Welcome back. There, Tom and Byron. So, what are some keys for portage?
You know, some keys for portage in this game are finish off drives. You know, finish off these drives, and I know that sounds cliche, but you know, we've seen time in and time out on these drives where it feels like they set up something offensively and then they just stall out. And Michigan City's defense has been able to kind of bend and not break, and that's kind of allowed them to stay in this game. Otherwise, Portage would have the lead. So their keys to the game, you know, just finish off drives, get closer towards the end zone, and you know, maybe if you do have a big blow-up play on first down, you know, try to run it again even, because you can maybe pick up that chunk of 4 or 5 and then set you up in, you know, third and manageable, and then maybe even play with 4-down territory to try to take the lead. Just because, like, the team that's able to take the lead in this game, guys, will probably run away with it unless we see a completely different second half from both teams.
Absolutely.
Our next nominee is Sarah Ortiz, representing Dad.
So, who is the kind of the spotlight player to watch here in the second half?
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at Trinity Hart for the Michigan City side. I think he's a player that you have to really try to hem in. He has over 1,000 passing yards throughout the first 6 games this season. He also has 112 receiving yards as well, so they can flank him out as a receiver too. I think he's a player, you know, we mentioned Kyron Hart, the receiver, who has been targeted a few times in this first half. He was our Crown Royal player of the game to look for, you know, in the pregame show. But I think that, you know, Trinity Hart's the guy that, you know, their quarterback of this team. He's had a very good season so far. You know, he's a guy who completes just north of 55% of his throws, but he has over 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. And, you know, sometimes you have to look at your playmakers in situations like this where you need points, and he could be someone who can make a difference for the Wolverines.
Correction there, Thomas. The Indians.
Well, for Portage, you know, the Indians, someone to look out for, you know, could be the running back of Daquan Fields. I'm seeing him a little bit in that first half. We saw him, well, on that first drive he was big, and the second drive he was big, and we kind of shied away from him. But it'll be interesting to see if they scheme him up and look to get him going and see if they can just finish off these drives, because it does kind of feel like this Portage Indians offense has driven down the field, but they just haven't really had a lot to
Ladies
show
and
for it.
gentlemen, your 2024 homecoming queen, Star Garcia.
Okay, so after that, we'll go to commercial break, and then we'll be right back, as I will be also as a color commentator for the second half as we go here in Portage, Indiana, the home of the Indians.
You want to hear a crazy stat?
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time after.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are in the second half. To start here as the kickoff for the Portage Indians. Thomas, take over.
Second half is upon us. No score in that first half. We'll see if things are different here in the second. Portage comes in record of 2-4. Michigan City 2-4 as well. Both these teams do move conference rivals. Michigan City 2-2. Portage 0-4 in conference. Portage's offense was driving quite a bit in that first half, but they kept on driving, but they just weren't able to really put anything across. This Michigan City will receive to start things off here in this second half.
As they're going to re-kick, as the time is a little bit off after that 30-minute halftime show. Almost like you would see in the Super Bowl, as there's a lot of different things going on here. As a little mix of homecoming with a big band performance. As the clock gets back to where it's supposed to go, they're going to re-kick.
Return back by Michigan City. So Wolverines will start on offense. You gotta figure out what point will this offense really get things moving here. Player I look for going into the second half, Tristan Hart, quarterback for this Wolverines team, to see if he's able to get anything through here. He's over 1,000 passing yards. This is a big-time player for this Wolves team.
Absolutely is, as we go.
Hit him at a motion. Ranging it out towards the right, there's some decent yardage as he slips up for a big-time gain. First play from scrimmage here in the second half for Michigan City is a positive. We've seen even they have, had their moments on offense, but it just hasn't been at the consistent rate that we've been accustomed to throughout the first 6 games.
Yeah, Michigan City's been a very high-powered offense throughout the 6 games.
Big here now, pass on the slant. It was intended for his big receiver McKinney.
Absolutely. As the Hart brothers, Hart's got to get going here. That connection.
Byron Hart, the intended receiver on the slant from his brother Tristan. But yeah, to your point, they've been just out of sync a bit. Offenses really have been. That's why we had the 0-0 score here in this third quarter. Gotta figure out what point will which offense will break through, which offense will, kind of find that momentum and find that juice.
Zaire around the outside.
And it's a fake here by Michigan City, bouncing it up to the far sideline. And boy, they executed that well as he takes it up to the opposing 41. So some trickery there from the Wolverines. They're able to keep this offensive drive alive.
As the Wolves with Zion McKinney there. As Tom, are you kind of like with college football? Are you excited about Michigan football? Because there's a lot of Wolverines talk here as the Wolves start driving.
Yeah, I definitely they've had a lot of success and will continue to have a lot even without Coach Harbaugh, who's now in the NFL. And that give goes nowhere for a second, but able to just turn that into positive yards somehow. Portage did a good job stretching that out, but to no avail.
No revere there, but as we go into a punt, as the Wolves trying to put, maybe even they're going to go for a decision time here on the, as it's second down. Excuse me, folks.
On the opposing 40. Snap the heart. He fakes, rolls right, pressure comes, looking right, incomplete. Had a man open for a second as there was an angle to fit that ball in, but just couldn't make the throw. So I've seen this a few times here in the second half, at least this possession, where Michigan City might have something going, and then Portage is able to get a stop or just get an incompletion. They got an incompletion there.
Absolutely.
Trips to the left, man in motion, Hart keeper, looking down the near sideline for his man, and it's incomplete. DB tracking him step for step as they couldn't connect there.
You could tell that Hart
These defenses are continuing to do it.
Absolutely, Byron.
These defenses are continuing. Yeah. These defenses are locking it down, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
You got to figure out which point where one offense changed the tides. So Michigan City faked it earlier on this possession, probably just going to boot this one away. Again, an offense that's dropped 85 points throughout the first 6 games, as they will pump this one on over. So Portage will take over, and we're just kind of waiting. The Portage Indians have had some steam on some of their offensive possessions in that first half, but nothing really completely brewed. That's why neither team is on the scoreboard. Got to figure out which point will that change.
As it's a defensive battle here in Portage, Indiana.
Cody Young and company will set things up here deep in their own zone at about the 20-yard line. They flip the formation and send a man in motion. It's that motion jet sweep run that we've seen pretty much all night long, and this one goes for a big yardage, drunk down at the 39-yard line, so a big pickup of about 19 yards.
That's enough for an Indian first down.
It's enough for an Indian first down, and that's something we've seen as a staple of this offense. And it's been working so far. So a lot of just regular runs and just kind of your traditional I formation runs, but lately we have seen a lot of that where it's the jet sweep, the man in motion that he's also used as a running back. And they have a traditional back, and the give goes to him, looking to bounce forward for some decent yardage and takes it up to the 45-yard line. So another big time pick. Jamari Duff is stopped 46-yard line. So these last couple of plays, good for 19 and good for about 7. It's going to set up second and short. The big back Fields is in there now. One receiver out wide to the left, one to the right. They put a man in motion. It goes to Fields, bounces it left, and has nothing. Thrown to the ground by the Wolverines. Another big defensive stop.
Oh boy. As the Wolves make one heck of a stop there, as they're looking like the Michigan Wolverines with that defense on that one, as we go here in the 8:34.
And no score through the first 2 and change here in this game between both squads. time to get it past midfield, or just past midfield, rather.
As they're going to get the...
Williams on the ball carrier, 4 Indians up to midfield. It's a gain of 6. It's enough for an Indian first down.
As a first down there, as I thought they're going to get the chain gang going here as we go. Nonetheless, as...
And false starts offensively from Portage, so that should push them back.
As this game is moving along here. Fast pace here, nonetheless, this could go to overtime with nobody scoring. As it's still a 0-0 tie, a little Mendoza line.
Ball at about the 45-yard line. Put a man in motion, the keep goes to him. Has it crazy, we've seen this a lot. Getting it right near where they were before the penalty. So it's big to just get some of that yardage back and at least set up more manageable play here.
Second down, Cleveland.
So just past midfield. Portage going to get something going here. Another kid, they keep it on the ground. It's been a lot of the ground game here so far tonight. That one's just an opportunity. It just feels like whenever Portage is moving, then they just kind of get grounded to a halt. Got to give a lot of credit to this defensive front and mostly the D tackles, D ends of this line for Michigan City as to why that, this has not been a high-flying game, to say the least. And a lot of that has to do with both defenses and with both defensive fronts. And Portage has looked like the better team offensively, but, it's just been yardage. It's been moving the ball down the field. They haven't been able to put anything on the board. Neither team has been able to put anything on the board. This time they keep it on the ground again. It slips up to about the 34-yard line. So right on cue, they're doing what they did back in that first half. But just we're waiting for that first real death blow, if you will.
Honestly, guys, first to 3 might win this ball game at the moment.
It's definitely shaping up to be one of those.
Neither team's offense has really been making big plays either. It's been short stuff here and there, but no real big plays. And I think, that's credit to both defenses doing so well.
What a read.
This time a QB keeper, and this time it's a big-time play. Is he into the end zone? Yes, he is! Right on cue, touchdown Indians! The QB keeper, they put it in for 6 and break the scoreless tie here at the midway point in the third quarter. What a savvy play call there. Right on cue, Byron. Guys, we were talking about how this is a defensive battle and how you might need 3 just to win it. Well, Portage has 6 with the pending extra point coming.
He blew up the running back, but the quarterback kept the ball. No, the quarterback.
How about that from Young, the quarterback, with the keeper?
As that was a great play there.
Is no good, so it's just 6-0 Indians, but nonetheless, what a way to break this scoreless tie. And, with the way the Indians have been playing defensively, that might be the difference here in this game, potentially. Josh said that, maybe the first to 3 could win it. Well, Portage doubled that. They now have 6, so we'll see how that fares as this game continues to progress. Michigan City is an offense that has dropped 85 points throughout their first 6 games. Not quite at the same level of the 120 that Portage has put up on the board. So we'll see if the Wolverines have a rally in their bones. Still a lot of time to be played. Still 5:46 to go in this third quarter. As well as the fourth quarter after this, there's still quite a bit of time left to be played to forge a comeback. But if you're Portage, you have to be really happy about finally finishing up the drive. Something we mentioned at the halftime break when it was 0-0. Just, will Portage, their keys to try to win this game, finish off the drives. And they finished off that drive. It was a big QB run from Cody Young, the junior, who put it in. 30-plus yard runs. That return is good for Michigan City, so that's where Trinidad Park and company will take over on offense. Trinidad Park has just been looking to find it here at the quarterback position. We mentioned brotherly love is one of our keys in the pregame. Him and his brother receiver, Kyron Hart. When they try to get something going, they have a man in motion on the left side. Now Hart, the keeper, trying to stretch it out, but thrown to the ground by a host of black jerseys. So Portage is in there for the stop. A good play to bring up now second down. The QB keeper just has not really worked, guys, in this game for Michigan City.
Yeah, Portage's defense has been staying home. They have a lot of momentum right now, and they have the juice. They really amped up.
Absolutely, guys, as they bring in the OJ here as we go here.
The keeper to G, the back who gets stuffed and thrown down. Again, Jamarion G has just not gotten anything going on the ground here tonight, as the run game has just been stuffed, as it's going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Wolverines. They are backed up, to say the least. Still no turnovers yet for either defensive squad. It's just been a lot of strong tackling, and to Byron's point, the DBs have played very stout, and they've played great, especially in zone. We've seen a lot of that so far here tonight. This play goes over to the far sideline. Right up near the 40-yard line it goes.
That's incomplete for the Wolves there. That's not a great start after that 6 points that the Indians put on in that last.
Intended for McKinney on that far sideline. But again, just unable to connect and get on the same page. This has just been the theme here tonight for Michigan City. They've been unable to really get anything brewing offensively. And it feels like we've been seeing them punt over to Portage a lot. These offenses really didn't get going until that big quarterback run touchdown from Cody Young. What's now the difference in this game at 6-0. Both teams went to the sideline. Now back to the action here. 6-0 Indians. They lead it here at home in Portage, Indiana. 2 Duma Conference rivals, both coming in with records of 2-4. So Michigan City will punt this one away. One deep for Portage. It's taken up at about the 25-yard line and then thrown out of bounds at about the 35. Physical play up the near sideline, but good starting field position for Cody Young and company to potentially pad on to their now 6-0 lead. So we'll see if they're able to do just that. Tom Hill, Byron Terry, Josh Regan here on Regan Corner Sports Network. Portage, Indiana, the site of this game between the Portage Indians and the Michigan City Wolverines. Portage looking to pick up their 3rd win of the year.
It's 15 free yards in a game we're going to need every.
Yeah, guys, as that was a very undisciplined kind of momentum shift, even more with the Michigan City Wolves
I had to stop here. You can't go down 2 scores.
with that horse collar there.
And you just hit it right on the nose. 3 yardage, just setting up Portage instead of at their own 35, now at midfield with a chance to drive. As they take this in the plus territory, taken to about the 47-yard line. Got to figure one more touchdown really puts the salt in the wound for Michigan City. You don't want to go down 2 scores at any point, but especially with the way they've just been unable to generate a whole lot offensively. You want to hem Portage in as best as you can on your defensive side. Receiver outline to the left, 2 in the formation to the right, 1 in the slot. The give goes nowhere and gets thrown into the backfield. So this drive grinding to a standstill, to say the least. Portage looking to salvage it. Try to get some yardage to keep it going. More importantly, keep the clock running.
Absolutely. Do they
Portage
go
losers for 4 in a row.
Tom, do they go with an option read once again with the pull, or do they go play action pass as you see that Michigan City is starting to creep in a little bit?
Every time.
It's usually where they would opt to go for the run, and they do just that. This time it slips up to about the 46-yard line. The modest pickup of about 3. So we'll see exactly what the game plan is here.
Personal foul face mask against Michigan City.
And that is another killer penalty. This is just going to grant Portage free yardage again. Second time we've seen that on this drive. Guys, you can't keep shooting yourselves in the foot if you're Michigan City.
Yeah, this game's over.
If Michigan City is going to make a play, now is the time to do it.
They're in stupid mode now. Michigan City.
Clock waning down here in quarter number 3. Some scores across the Duneland Conference. Lake Central with a 16-3 lead over Chesterton. Merrillville all over Valparaiso, 27-7. And 6-0 Indians here in this game. Zach Carey as a picks up decent yardage.
Maybe the ball here is going to be a 1 up to a 30-yard line. Second down and 9 from 40.
Portage looking to just matriculate the ball down the field and try to tack on and go up 2 scores, especially with the way this game has kind of been going. You got to figure, even though we still have an entire quarter left to play, you can really seize the momentum here. As this one's going the other way, and the big turning point that Michigan City needs as they'll take this all the way in for the defensive touchdown. Boy, what a momentum shift. This game is flipped on its head.
I said they needed to make a play, and that's exactly what they just did.
Byron on cue as we have a ball game. After that pick six.
Right on cue. And that just completely changes the complexion of everything.
Absolutely, as Thomas is giving this Wolves team a little bit of a Jim Harbaugh, Coach Kaki's a little bit of a juju there, good fortune there as the Wolverine chants start coming.
Extra point is up and through, and Wolverines take the lead 7-6. What a turnaround, the pick six, taking it the other way. And when it's just been a back and forth game now, and we'll see if Portage has an answer.
Absolutely, as the Wolves take the lead there.
I mentioned this is a defense that has been stout all season long for Michigan City. But Cody Young and Portage will get the ball back and look to try to drive down the field. This is an offense that has been driving. They just haven't really been, stout at getting the ball into the end zone outside of that big quarterback run. But obviously, their offense allowed Michigan City to get back in it with the pick six to make it now 7-6 Wolverines.
Absolutely there, Thomas. But you've seen Michigan City kind of stack the box, but the run game is coveted for Portage, as you've seen every single play. It's very easy to kind of scout this team as a lot of option runs, a little bit of zone for occasion, and that one pass that they threw was a pick six.
And this ball is picked up at about the 15-yard line. They're going to bounce it up onto the far sideline to get a crease. And he slipped down after a good pickup, getting this near the 25-yard line over there on that far side. So we're going to see what Portage has in store after the pick six and the momentum shift. So we'll see if Cody Young is able to drive down the field again and just try to put something on the board, or as momentum switched sidelines, at least appears to be the case right now. A lot of receivers in the pattern to choose from for Young. 3 out wide to the right, 2 to the left. Young, quarterback keeper. This is where he's effective. He has space and slips forward up to about the 31-yard line.
Absolutely.
So a modest pickup there, or a good pickup rather, on first down. So we'll see what the Indians do. Clock ticking down here in quarter number 3. They've had good looks, but they just have been unable to really put out.
There's more time left.
Now this time he keeps it again and thrown back to the ground at the 31-yard line. A bevy of white jerseys in the fray for the first kick. Michael Crawford, the safety, coming in making the stop as well. And that'll take us to the end of quarter number 3. Momentum flips on the pick six. Michigan City with a 7-6 lead. As Josh Regan here on the call, Regan Corner Sports Network.
See a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Back to the action here for the start of quarter number 4. Tom Hill, Byron Terry, Josh Regan here on the call. Regan Corner Sports Network, Michigan City Wolverines with a 7-6 lead over the Portage Indians here in Portage, Indiana. Michigan City 2-4, Portage 2-4, Portage 0-4 in the Duneland Conference. Michigan City is 2-2. It's going to be integral for the Indians to get something brewing here. A big run by Cody Young right at that midway point in the third quarter. Put them up 6-0 after the missed extra point. It stayed 6. But then the pick 6 on the Michigan City side is able to just swing momentum like a pendulum back into the other direction. And that's where we are as of right now, with the Wolves up 7-6, just underway here in this fourth quarter. Closing out the 2024 campaign, or at least nearing the closing portion for both of these squads. And also Duneland Conference rivals looking to get a big win here. Pressure comes, rolling Young, looking left, high throw. And a lot of bodies there on near sideline. Looks to be a stop by Michigan City, and a big one.
Yeah, he reached around the guy blocking him and grabbed him, and that's why he turned around.
That's a big time stop by Michigan City on that play as we go into it. Byron, what's your thoughts?
Michigan City came back and they're not playing around. They're not playing around at all. They've really been, going back and forth. Both teams together have been going back and forth. But like I was saying before, Michigan City needed to make a play. They made a play and they got the field goal. Even now, just playing well with another defensive stop. So they can score some more points, whether it be 3 points or even a touchdown. That might be it.
Ball tracks up down right near the 20-yard line. So that's where Michigan City's offense will set up shop. An offense that really hasn't gotten anything going, but it's something that goes without saying. If you're going to get something going, get it going now. It's a 1-point lead. And, just try to, string together yards and pace and find the end zone to go up. Even more, still, even with just 7 on the board, you'd still only be up 1 score at 14-6. But what that would do to just drain clock on the board and then put more pressure on this Portage offense that hasn't gotten going, you got to figure, this is crunch time for this Wolverine offense. We'll see how Tristan Hart looks.
Yeah, let's see how Tristan Hart from the Wolves look here as we go into it. Hopefully he's the Timberwolf as we go into it, as he goes through the line as we go in.
Give goes to Jamarion G. Slips up for a modest pickup of about 1 or 2 before being flung to the ground by 2 Portage defenders. So it'll be interesting to see if the Wolves can at least burn some time off the clock and matriculate the ball down the field, especially here in this game where really the only scoring for them was that pick 6. So offensively, they have been stymied up to this point. Got to figure the defense pick the offense up. Will the offense pick the defense up? And then on the Portage side, are they able to get a stop? Send a man in motion. The give goes to him on the sweep, has an angle. It's strung out just enough by Portage to make the stop. So ball carrier Harvell was thwarted out. Second on the team in rushing yards. They tried to set up that sweep, something we've seen a lot offensively from the Indians.
That was nuts.
Yeah, I mean, Harvell's got to get going. As you've seen, they're the best when they get into that jet sweep kind of formation. As they got to get Hart going, both Harts.
Hart flips it for his man, batted up in the air and incomplete. Boy, dangerous. As the pass was intended, it looked like a screen for the running back Gene. Boy, if you're the Wolverines, you're lucky that wasn't into the hands of a Portage defender. But nonetheless, the Indians will get the ball back here.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good in that situation, as that could have been a pick six right back, or a great position for the Indians to get going.
I've noticed that they run similar offenses as far as their running styles. A lot of motion, a lot of different sort of counter type of plays, quarterback keeper, jet sweep types of things. But I feel like Michigan City has had more success on those type of plays rather than.
So the Wolverines will punt this one out away. You have seen them do some trick plays on a punt. In all likelihood, deep in their own zone, we won't see any of that in the bag of tricks here.
Yeah, I mean, the Wolves are trying to get just field position here, possession game here in the later stages, as the Wolves are trying to get into that position battle, as you've seen, as that's going to be a muff punt. This is going to be a fumble.
It's muffed at about the 47-yard line, but Portage is able to stay on it. Boy, that could have been disastrous, especially at this point in the game, down one with time winding down. You don't want to give Michigan City any sort of leeway. But fortunately there for Portage, they're able to hop on it and at least try to get something going here offensively down one.
Absolutely down one with 9:04 to go here in the later stages here in the fourth quarter.
Well, at their own 47-yard line, they send a man in motion. The give goes to him past midfield. Just willing his way forward for a good pickup towards the opposing 45.
Where is
So the 44-yard line, and if you're Portage and you're methodical, you could take the lead and also leave very little time for Michigan City on their side to try to get something brewing.
Yeah, absolutely. As they're trying to get it brewing here in the mid-field here. Byron, what's your thoughts?
Portage hasn't really been showing any signs of giving up. They're down by one. They're still playing hard offensively and defensively. Like I was saying earlier, but for Portage this time, they want to get things going. They got to make a play. They definitely got to get some points on this drive.
Absolutely. As it was good luck for the Wolves last time. Byron said you got to get it going. Maybe it will be for the Indians.
37-yard line now after that big-time carry. Under 8 to play, down by 1 is Portage. The give goes again here on this near side. And there's a crease developing there for a second. But a nice tackle there by Michigan City, dragging him down for just a modest pickup. And we'll see what Portage is able to do. This is an offense that scored over 100 points through their first 6 games. They're on a 4-game losing streak. Well, we'll see exactly what they have in store down by 1. Ball at the 35-yard line. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Put a blocker in motion. Give goes to the back, who slips forward. It gets thrown back to the ground. Just nothing developing there.
Great defense by City on that one as we go into it.
That's why you don't run that high.
Stuff was just thrown and stuffed back by a slew of white jerseys. And we've seen this from Portage a lot in this game, where it feels like they get something going and then they're unable to really finish off drives. So ball back 34-yard line. Young now with an empty backfield. They put a man in motion to give those to him. Bouncing on the right side is Trevor Small. And he has a crease with flags flying in.
I think that's coming back to pretty much where they started.
As that's most likely to be holding, boys.
Another killer penalty. Something you can't have at this stage of the game. Obviously, easier said than done. But we've seen a couple times in this game where it seems like big plays or potentially big drives are thrown back in terms of yardage because of those penalties. The ball is back now at the 35-yard line as that big play is just boarded out. Portage down by 1, 7-6. Michigan City nursing a 1-point lead. Took the lead on a defensive pick six in that third quarter. Third quarter responsible for all the scoring in this game for both teams. Jet sweep far sideline has an angle and shoved out of bounds after a decent pickup. Right over near that Michigan City sideline.
Oh
no, they're a yard short.
Gain of 10.
So pickup of 10. And that's what you need at this stage. A big time pickup there on the jet sweep. Ball at the 25-yard line. And they have receivers out wide to the left, one out to the right. On the snap. Give and the throw back. Into the backfield he goes. Another big time stop from Michigan City. George Branch, the D tackle, coming up and making the tackle. Clock winding down here. Just a little over 6 to play here in this game. Michigan sitting 2-4. Portage also 2-4. Portage, more importantly, in jeopardy of losing 5 in a row and also going 0-5 in the Duneland Conference. Motion man picks up a few yards after the jet sweep turns into the carry. But again, we've seen a stout Wolverine defense where it feels like they've given up yardage. They just have not let it get out of hand. Really, the only touchdown, the only sign of offensive life for Portage in this game is that big QB run by Cody Young, who's our primary player to watch going into tonight. He's the only sign of offense on the night for Portage. As they empty the backfield, 5 wide, Youngest snap looking right, throwing right, and getting his man who shoved out of bounds immediately. So they do pick up decent yardage, but not a lot.
Up to the 20-yard line.
Radiant's got to move on this Wolves defense here as the clock is starting to tick here. Do you want to drain this clock or do you want to get into it as a field goal ready to happen?
It'll be interesting to see if he's able to put this one on the board. So immediately whistles fly in. Michigan City will call timeout to talk things over. This would give Portage a 9-7 lead, and if he's able to hit this kick, especially with the way Michigan City has played offensively, you have to kind of like where you are from an Indian perspective, because we just have not seen the Wolves offense really get going in this game. We've seen them, put together some drives, but obviously the only touchdown on the night for them was that defensive pick six back in the latter portion of that third quarter. So it'll be interesting to see how they look offensively when they do get the ball back, whatever the result is of this kick. The time winding down here in this fourth quarter. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is through. So Portage reclaims the lead, 9-7. Cool as ice as the kick was right on the money. And the Indians scratch and claw and take the 2-point lead here late in this fourth quarter.
As boys, this is truly the game of the week. As 9-7, we talked about a little bit of the Duneland schedule here, as there was a bunch of 20-plus games there in the.
Did he kick the extra point? Was it number 10?
Kick is fielded by the up end at the 42-yard line, so that's where Michigan City will start things on their offensive drive. Princeton, Hart, and company looking to get things going. You know, this is an offense that's been stymied up to this point. The only points on the board were from the defense and the special teams. The defense with the 6 on the pick 6, and then the special teams banging in the extra point. But you got to figure, as we hear the Edwin Diaz trumpet theme, you know, this is the closing time in this game. Ball at their own 42, Hart the snap to give the G, has some space, looking for something to develop, nothing brewing immediately as he's thrown to the ground after a pickup of about 2. Haven't really gotten a G going, we've seen him a lot, but this is a guy who's had a lot of yardage, almost 400 coming into tonight. Under 5 to play here in this ball game.
Absolutely. I see Hurrow having a big situations here in this.
At the snap, rolling right, looking for his man, and they connect. This time it is a big pickup. And we haven't really seen that a lot in this game. They're able to take it into plus territory.
As they got to get Hart more in space, as that was a great play on the throw. Great throw there by Hart.
The opposing 44-yard line now. We'll see if they're able to get anything brewing here. There's it back in the formation. The snap is thrown to the ground.
As in high school there, boys, in the state of Indiana, if your knee is down, does not matter if a defender touches you, you are down on contact.
Now just past midfield on their own side at their own 49, with the clock ticking down, under 3.5 to play. Chesterton with a 17-16 lead over Lake Central, Maryville over Valparaiso at 27-7. Hart rolling, has space, looking for his man. Down the near sideline, incomplete. They tried to dial up the big shot. Hart had the arm for it, but was unable to get it to his man as the throw deadly.
Absolutely.
It's 4 down.
Ball still at their own 49.
As Hart comes out with a wrist injury here.
Shanks is in.
This could be a little varsity blues situation here as the backup quarterback coming in a crucial situation. With 3.
Let's see how they fare. Top of the drop, looking left, throwing.
And Hart comes back in.
Hart will come back in. And this sets up a crucial 4th down. The opposing 49, that just went for 2.
Honestly, boys, I might leave Hart out in that situation after that perfect strike by the backup.
Portage calls timeout.
So Portage will talk things over.
And we'll go to break.
Have you checked out Center Bank's student checking account?
Back to the action. Portage with a 9-7 lead over the Michigan City Wolverines. Ball at the opposing 49-yard line. Just out of the timeout break. Tennessee Hart had to leave for a play. Now he's back in there. Top of his drop. A lot of time. Now he's going to roll out far side.
As the Tom, it is Michigan City Wolves.
Holding against Michigan City. That penalty is declined.
And a holding call.
Takes over and down.
As another hold on the Wolves. Penalties have shot both teams in the foot. Just that field goal, it might be the difference here to snap that 5-game losing streak for Portage. And conference play.
All they gotta do is
They're looking to pick up their first win for the Indians in conference play. And it's 1 game under 500 throughout the course of the season. It'll be a good way to close. As they now take over offensively with a 2-point lead. We have seen them throw a pick 6 here.
Absolutely. So we'll probably see him run until that clock goes away.
Michigan City calls timeout.
As a city timeout.
You gotta try and get the ball back.
So the Wolves will talk things over. Down by 2. It's been a defensive showing to say the least, and you got to be really proud if you're this Portage team and you're able to come out here at home and pull out a W. If you're able to hang on, still nursing just a 2-point lead, and that's going to really move the needle as this season, albeit late in the season, but getting your 3rd win, and you could go on a little mini run here after losers of 4 in a row. Looking to right the ship here. Ball right up near midfield. Put a man in motion. I'll send him out wide to the right. He goes to the back, who has some space here up the near sideline. He's just going to get thrown down the opposing 45-yard line. Nice carry.
Yeah, Tidwell did what he's supposed to do there, stopped there. As the clock should have stopped, as he stopped right in front of the line of gain, nonetheless. Apparently a first down stops the clock.
So a minute 41 to go. 9-7 Portage clinging to a 2-point lead. Crucial closing portion here in this game. Give to the back, who has a brace and takes it to the 35-yard line.
One more first down, just might end this game. Portage has been fighting the entire game, and they're making plays.
And this really would be a big-time win also for Portage because of the way they looked offensively throughout the entire course of this game, where it felt like they were moving, but just didn't really put anything on the board other than the Cody Young big-time run. But they're able to sort this one out. It's going to be big time for them as the jet sweep is thrown to the ground. This is a play. Ethan Buskirk in on the mix.
As the Wolves take on their heated rival next week in LaPorte Slicers at Ames Field.
Next weekend.
A little over a minute to play here. Ball at the 41-yard line. The opposing 41 for Portage.
Portage ball timeout.
So timeout is called. Port on the verge of winning their third game of the year, breaking their 4-game losing streak. Portage rather. On the verge of winning their third game of the year. And also their first game in the Duneland Conference.
The offense has scored 0 this week, so.
Maryville defeated Valparaiso 35-7. Chesterton and Lake Central
This is about enough.
fighting it out here tonight with Chesterton 17-16 in that game.
We should run out. We should be here.
Fourth quarter over there.
For the 10-year streak, 7-9. Their defense is at least good. Who's that? What? Portage.
As they're going to take a victory formation knee there as Portage on homecoming. Their defense shows out and shows stout.
The rest were paid.
Yeah, just a big time overall win for Portage here tonight. And this is something that you got to figure out. 1-4 in the conference, 3-4 overall. Their second win here at home and closing out against Valparaiso and LaPorte. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to go on a mini run here. They started the year 2 wins and then 4 straight losses. So we'll see if maybe they can go back on the streak side, just on the positive streak side. But they will be winners here tonight by a score of 9-7. Just edging it out here at home against the Michigan City Wolves. Portage moves to 3-4. Michigan City will fall to 2-5. Portage with their first win in the Dual Conference here in the 2024 slate. And Michigan City will fall to 2-3. So once again, the final score 9-7, a defensive showing, to say the least here. The only points on the board for Michigan City were a pick 6. So their defense scored 7. Their offense was stymied. Both defenses were great. But Portage is able to come out of here with a win by a score of 9-7. Some old-fashioned football here tonight.
Absolutely. So let's get some awards out. Who do you give the Crown Royal Superhero of the Game?
I would just give it to that entire Portage defense, and namely a lot of the DBs. They just played very good football. They were stout. They were physical, and Michigan City just was unable to really get anything going in the passing game.
Absolutely. So that'll be it for tonight's broadcast here on Regan's Corner. Thank you to Byron, Terry, and Tom Hill. And the Michigan City Wolves will be playing again next week, and we'll be covering that game when they play against LaPorte at Michigan City. So, sign off here at Regan's Corner and at Regan, the only game in town. Here's Josh Regan signing off.